Arts in Depth, a 1/2 hour televised program presented to you by the Cultural Council of Indian River County. I am Barbara Hoffman, Executive Director of the Cultural Council and your host for Arts in Depth. Thank you for watching. Founded in 1991 by Mrs. Marion Block, Miss Elma Leloy, and Mr. Dan Richardson, the Educational Foundation of Indian River County, Inc. was established by local civic and business leaders who recognize the need for local involvement in our education community. Its mission is to enrich and enhance educational opportunities for all students and teachers in both public and private schools through effective fundraising and the efficient allocation of resources. My guest today is Cynthia Falardeau, Executive Director of the Education Foundation of Indian River County. Welcome, Cynthia.
Thank you, Barbara. Thank you for that nice introduction.
During the past 24 years, the foundation has grown from one signature program to include 5 core programs. Right. Cynthia, tell us about the history and the goals of the Education Foundation.
Well, we really exist to support those things that are not covered by tax dollars. So we support the basic needs of students to make sure that they're successful with backpacks, vision, screening, glasses, supplies, all kinds of things. And then also for our teachers as well. But we also look at the bigger picture and work with the school district to prioritize unmet needs, whether it's increasing kindergarten readiness rates, whether it's helping increase the pass rate of Algebra 1 end of course exam, to increase graduation rates, or to increase the use of technology to advance learning and provide an enriched experience for students.
Wow, that is a great mission.
And it's been exciting to be a part of it, and I think what we're very proud of, we're one of the few in the state that operates completely independent of the school district as an independent 501c3, so that means that we can direct dollars where they're needed most, but at the same time we work very closely with the school district, and we're able to include the private and home schools in our areas of service as well.
How do you make some of the decisions on how that money is allocated and the programs, the development of programs?
Well, we work a lot to collaborate also with funders. So once we know of a need, for example, kindergarten readiness, we reach out to different philanthropic groups and funders, and even before the grants are open for submission, and share what our program is to make sure that there's the possibility of a fit. Of course, that's never a guarantee when you apply, but it does help you kind of get feedback from different philanthropists. It helps you get their experience and knowledge, and it helps us develop solid programs with everybody's input.
And you work very closely with the schools.
We do. As we said, we work very closely with the superintendent and his team, but we also reach out to the principals. We stay in contact with their teachers, and we want feedback. We're really here to support them in any way we can. As simple as even a teacher calling me and needing some advice on how to get some support for a field trip.
Ah, well, that's interesting. The Educational Foundation operates both as a funding source and a service provider for the school community.
Right.
Can you talk about some of the programs and the services that really make a difference?
Well, I think that certainly we feel like everything makes a difference, but I think one of the most exciting projects we've had this summer was our VPK, Voluntary Pre-K Extension Program. So that took children who had participated through the school year in the voluntary pre-K program. Those are 4-year-olds, preparing them for kindergarten, and maybe they needed extra attention or support, and we were able to extend that through the end of July for them.
Ah, very good. Well, I know you have several programs that make a difference today and in the future, and we will be taking a short break and come back. Cynthia, it's so great to have you here. Again, my guest today is Cynthia Falardeau, who is Executive Director of the Education Foundation of Indian River County.
Freddie Wilfrick and Gregory Simpson invite you to Spotlight Indian River, weeknights at 6:30 and 10:30.
Attention! This important message is for any American who is about to turn 65 years of age or older. Nation's Helpline has Medicare supplement insurance news that may benefit you, your family, or someone you know. Most Americans who are about to turn 65 years old know they need Medicare supplement insurance, even if they already have Medicare. The Nation's Helpline Medicare Supplement Team can guide you and help answer your Medicare questions. Call today.
Please call 800-632-2804.
Well, I'm back with Cynthia, and we are going to talk about more of the programs and services that make a difference today and in the future. provided by the Education Foundation of Indian River County. Cynthia.
So one of the things that you had mentioned is our Indian River Regional Science and Engineering Fair, which we're proud to have presented for 24 years, and for 10,000 students, participate in school-based fairs. And what's most exciting is we have the best of the best advance to the regional fair. That's about 600 students, and this past year we awarded over $760,000 in college scholarships and awards. And we also had our littlest learners, our VPK 4-year-olds, participate as well. So it's exciting to see children as young as 4 and 5 saying, "I like science," and getting excited in that process. We had an additional 17 students advance to the state fair, and they took top honors, and we had another student advance to the international fair and also took top honors. So it's really exciting to have students from 27 public and independent schools representing our county so brilliantly at the state and international level.
Terrific, terrific.
Yeah. And then of course we do have our Great Ideas grants, which encompasses not only school-based grants but district-wide grants. We have a platform called Find It, Fund It, which is an opportunity for the community to look at grants that teachers and schools have posted. And of course you'll love this, Barbara, because it relates to, some of them relates to the arts, some of them are grants relating to music and to drama, some to athletics, some to yoga in an autism classroom, to a variety of things that bring investments in technology. And so you can pick from a wide variety, and we also have gift certificates available. So if you need a gift for somebody, you could give the gift of education as well. We also have our sneaker exchange program, and speaking of gifts, you can give the gift of Happy Feet for $20 to provide a pair of sneakers and socks to a student in need, and that serves children pre-K through 12th grade. It's funded entirely through private donations, and we serve over 2,000 children. Those are based on the free and reduced lunch list, and as you may know, we have 11,000 children in our community that receive free and reduced lunch services. So we have a lot of children in need of support, and we feel like providing them the sneakers is important to stay on a path of learning. But that's not all. We also have our school supply fund program, which provides backpacks and school supplies to students in all grades. We distribute those before the start of school. It gives schools a supply, so as students arrive. We're very grateful for all the drives that go on in the community, but this is just another layer of support so that every student is supplied with the tools they need. We also have a teacher supply closet, which is provided in support with the Indian River Lawyers Auxiliary, and it's a virtual supply closet that teachers can look at. They can request supplies, and their orders are fulfilled through the generosity and hard work of the Indian River Lawyers Auxiliary.
And you have a vision program?
We do. It's called Vision for Reading. The Johns Island Foundation was very generous in providing us vision screening devices that look much like the camera we're looking into, and it can give an assessment of a student's vision so that they can take that paper to a local doctor and have their eyes evaluated. If a child doesn't have that ability, or the family doesn't, we have funding to provide them with that evaluation and glasses.
Wonderful. And then you also have a professional development.
We do. We collaborate very closely with the school district. Professional development is important because the teacher is truly the point of transformation. So by providing teachers instruction and shoulder-to-shoulder coaching, it helps them reach our gifted children all the way to children who need a little bit more attention and support.
What magnificent programs for our students. That's wonderful. We'll be back in a few moments after a short break and visit more with Cynthia and learn more about the Education Foundation of Indian River County.
Join Marsha Littlejohn nightly at 5 and 9 on VeroBuzzTV.com.
Now that health reform is law, you cannot be denied health insurance coverage, but you can pay too much.
As a single mom, I was convinced that we could not afford health insurance until I spoke to the people from ICANN, who told me that I qualified for a special enrollment and a subsidized rate. Now I get so much more for so much less.
Call now and get the ICANN mobile app free. So don't wait another minute. Call ICANN, get covered, save money.
To meet the mission of the Foundation, You work closely with educational leaders to identify and prioritize the projects that align with these efforts. Describe some of these spotlight projects that have helped the Indian River School District achieve big dreams.
It is. It's fun to be able to dream and think of new and innovative ways to support our students, and we're able to really do that by partnering with many different groups and agencies. And we've had such joy in collaborating with the National Elephant Center up in Fellsmere to bring elephants into the classroom. So you may envision a large beast walking into the classroom, when in fact what we've been able to do with their partnership and leadership is develop a curriculum that reinforces the science standards for 5th grade students, but it brings a video brings the elephants into the classroom, but also we put together what's called a trunk, like an elephant trunk, learning box. So it brings a variety of different items which helps a student not only apply reading, math, and science, so they may study different elephant calls, just like trying to decipher what that call is, and relating that to language arts. It can also relate to art, the different types of elephants there are that are served, that exist, and the areas of the country that they come from. So there's lots of opportunities to integrate learning through an elephant, and also making students aware of this wonderful, wonderful resource that we have literally in their own backyard of Fellsmere. So it's really a cool project, and we're excited to expand that this coming year.
Yes, and I understand that elephants also paint. They put their hooves in the paint, and then they put it on a wall or on the paper.
They do, they do. So they absolutely do. And then we've done some other really cool things. You would enjoy this, Barbara. We, through the support of the Johns Island Foundation, was able to get large smart tables, just like you have an iPad. These are large tables in which kindergarten and pre-K students can practice, reinforce early learning skills, but they can also create. They can create pictures with paint, and so it's not just a cool device, but it's a way of teaching students how to learn together, how to problem solve, how to help each other. And for children who may not have the ability to speak, maybe because of special needs, it gives them a voice, which is really super exciting. And we are starting to collaborate with the Wabasso School, which is a very special school in our district that serves children of all levels. And in fact, they have a similar type of appliance up in their classroom that enables to bring art in. So that's going to be exciting to grow and work with them this year as well.
And as we know, art is so important. All the cultural arts are so important in the development of the minds of the young children.
And then another application of that was we have a model classroom at Dodgertown Elementary School that was supported again by the Johns Island Foundation and the Johns Island Community Service League, and that is a model that is really set for our community to show how an enriched environment can make a difference for our earliest learners. And of course, if we set kids up to learn early, we know they'll have success, and we won't be spending money on remediation later on.
That's a great project. Tell us, explain how that program works a little bit.
So the model classroom at Dodgertown is one of several classrooms that exist in our school district for voluntary pre-K students. But what's special about that is it has enriched technology, books, and also the teachers being the point of transformation. They're teachers who have the special instruction and knowledge to really be able to help move some of these early learners that may be struggling with speech delays and other challenges to be very successful.
Well, that's terrific. We are going to be back shortly after a break, and we're going to talk about how all this is funded and who are the big sponsors of the program.
Watch Chamber Buzz at 6 and 10 p.m. Mondays and Wednesdays on VeroBuzzTV.com.
The Furniture Man is a locally owned business that has served the needs of the community of Vero Beach and Indian River County for over 30 years. Here at the Furniture Man, we offer fine pieces to furnish each and every room of your home. Specializing in Floridian style, come browse our selection of bedroom, dining room, patio, and living room. Come explore over 10,000 square feet of showroom where you can find mattresses, recliners, sofas, dining, and more. Visit us at 673 US 1 in Vero Beach, Monday through Saturday for all of your furniture needs.
I'm here again with Cynthia, and we are talking more about the Education Foundation. Between the Foundation's programs and services and the Spotlight projects, the contribution to the caring and education of the students in Indian River County is remarkable. How does the Foundation fund these programs and projects?
Well, we're very grateful for the philanthropic support that we receive, and we're funded almost entirely through private donations. We do receive some funding through a dollar-for-dollar matching program through the Florida legislature, which is about $35,000 out of our total operating budget of $420. But we leveraged that last year with $218,000 worth of matching funds. So it was really exciting to be able to expand that reach and make a big impact in the community. And then we do receive about $5,000 from the Apple tag. You may see those tags that are on the back of people's cars that have an apple, and it's a support education. So that funding helps us support our backpack program. But besides that, the funding comes through us in the form of private donations and grants, and we're very grateful to the not only to the George E. Warren Corporation, but to many of our funders, Quail Valley Charities, Johns Island Foundation, Johns Island Community Service League, and recently we were awarded one of the largest grants through the Children's Service Advisory Council and through a new fund opportunity called the United Way Innovation Fund. So those are some of the ways that we do. But then at the same time, we write a lot of grants. Probably one of the biggest sources for our program support is through writing grants here locally in our community.
Cynthia, you are a member of the AFP, the Association of Professional Fundraisers, and we had Steve Higgins on our show some time back talking about the importance of it, but I know you've played a real leadership role as the local chairman.
Yes, I've been on the board for almost 10 years, and I've enjoyed that very much. I just finished my term as president for 2 years. I'm an immediate past president, but what's important about the Association of Fundraising Professionals, it gives all of our nonprofit leaders extra support and education, and all of us subscribe to a code of ethics so that we take a commitment to manage those dollars wisely, efficiently, effectively, and for the purpose that they're intended. So it's something we take seriously, but we are always looking to improve our ability to better serve our community, better serve our organizations, and it's through that ongoing education.
It's a wonderful, wonderful organization. Now you have something coming up. Tell us about A Good Education is No Mystery, or is it benefit? And I think this is in 2015. This is in December.
It's in December, and in fact our little save the date card went out a couple weeks ago. But we're always trying to come up with a fun theme that ties back to our mission. So last year we had dueling pianos, and you might think, well, what does pianos have to do with education? But we want to remind people to keep in tune with education and innovation. So we're always trying to find an innovative way, just as we're always trying to find innovative ways to engage students and teachers in the community, the same thing with our donors. So we know that a good education really isn't a great mystery, but there are a lot of moving parts to it. So this is a fun night. There's a group called Actors with a Clue that will be coming to present it to a Gilligan's Island theme, and they sing, they dance, and it's very highly interactive. And at the end of the evening, I'm sure not only will you have fun with the friends at your table, but you'll have made some new friends too.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be a wonderful evening.
Yes.
And people might want to know, can they give donations?
Absolutely. They can make a donation online by visiting our website, which is edfoundationirc.org. They can give to a specific program, like the Happy Feet program, the Science Fair, or they can give a donation to invest in all of the things that we do as well. They're more than welcome to call us, and we'll take a credit card donation or supply them with a mailing address, and that's 564-0034.
And we'll be back shortly.
Join us for an adventure weekdays at 4:30 and 8:30 on Buzz TV Network.
Attention! This important message is for any American who is about to turn 65 years of age or older. Nation's Helpline has Medicare supplement insurance news that may benefit you, your family, or someone you know. Most Americans who are about to turn 65 years old know they need Medicare supplement insurance, even if they already have Medicare. The Nation's Helpline Medicare Supplement Team can guide you and help answer your Medicare questions. Call today.
Please call 800-632-2804.
Volunteers are essential to this foundation's work. Tell us about the foundation volunteers. I'm sure there are viewers who will be inspired by the work of the foundation. How can they become volunteers?
Well, there's a lot of ways that they can become volunteers, and two of the most popular ways to get involved is through our sneaker exchange program. We are looking for volunteers who can help assist students by picking out a pair of sneakers at Payless, and you don't even need to know how to tie a shoe. You just need to enjoy children and be able to help them, and it takes about an hour. We are at Payless about 59 times a year from September to May. So even if you just want to come once, we also welcome service organizations. We're very fortunate to have the exchange clubs, the Rotary clubs, as well as just other social groups that get together for fun. And we also do birthday parties. So that's another fun way. If you're looking for a birthday party, you can come celebrate your birthday. We had a donor who celebrated her 60th birthday with 60 little kids. And so that was a great way to celebrate and to get involved in our volunteer programs. The Indian River Regional Science and Engineering Fair, we're always looking for volunteers to serve on the scientific review committee prior to the judging. Our school-based fairs need volunteers to judge at the fairs that run from October through December. And then our regional fair takes place the last week in January, and we do need judges to participate. But we also need volunteers just to help direct students and assist in a variety of ways. So whatever your time commitment, we're here to help and to get you involved. And of course, we're always trying to assist our schools with volunteers, so we sort of become a connector to those interested volunteers to find out how they can become involved in their neighborhood schools and classrooms.
So they can just check your website, right, or give your office a call,
right,
and say, I'd like to volunteer.
Absolutely.
Now, how many volunteers do you have?
We tally that we probably have close to 500 volunteers a year. We have a big fancy name, but we're really 2.25 chicks in a computer. That's myself, Mary Miner, who's our program manager, and Jennifer Taylor, who does a great job part-time for us in program and a volunteer assistance. So that volunteers are critical to the operation of our organization and help us do more. So we hope that you'll join us.
Good. What do you see as the vision for the Education Foundation in the future?
Well, we're really focused on expanding our reach so that the Education Foundation will be here today, but also we're about to celebrate our 25th anniversary in another 25 years, because schools can't do it alone. Even as the economy improves, there still is not enough revenue through tax dollars and through the Florida Lottery to be able to invest in that enrichment and enhancement of educational opportunities. So we'll always be needed, we'll always have a role, and we'll always need the community support.
Well, we're looking forward to that. I want, you oftentimes are, have articles in the paper, and some of them mention that wonderful son of yours, and I was wondering if you just take a second and tell our viewers about your son.
Well, thank you. My son, I think, is a great testimony to the wonderful value of public education. I'm a huge cheerleader, not only because of what I do professionally, but personally. And this is a child who was nonverbal till he was almost 7. He's overcome challenges with autism, and this school district has helped him grow and be extremely confident and successful. And he participates in theater programs and music programs, and to see him on front and stage on a theater is just amazing, to have gone from not having a voice to now not ever stop talking. So it's a wonderful challenge, and he was featured recently for a 3D printed arm he received from UCF by Limitless Solutions. If you type in Blue Man Wyatt, you can see the video and learn more about his arm.
Well, I want to meet that young gentleman.
I hope
someday.
so.
Okay, we will be back shortly after a break and talk a little bit more with Cynthia and learn more about her.
Watch Sebastian Plus at 7 and 11 p.m. Tuesdays and Thursdays on SebastianBuzzTV.com. Stop by Patty's Printing and Graphics in downtown Vero Beach. Owner Patty Callahan prints it all, from color and black and white copies to blueprints, banners, signs, prints of paintings, and fine art. Patty makes restorations and creates outstanding graphic designs. Call Patty at 770-1521 or stop by Patty's Printing and Graphics at 2345 14th Avenue. Stop by for all of your printing needs at Patty's Printing and Graphics, across from the old railroad station in downtown Vero Beach.
Cynthia, we frequently see you writing and speaking about issues important to the Education Foundation.
Yes.
Tell us a bit about your background and how did you become involved and what led you to the foundation?
Well, it's like anything in Vero Beach. You get involved and you start volunteering, and then you can't say no to various people. So I got involved in the Junior League of Indian River County and became their president. And at that time, the Junior League was working with the Education Foundation. The Sneaker Exchange program, which the Education Foundation now runs, was a ground floor project of the Junior League. And so as the president, I was helping to make that transition of a permanent home at the Ed Foundation. And about a year later, a friend of mine said, you should apply for that position. And my background had been in running department stores. I had worked for a company called Jacobson's Department Stores as an assistant store manager. And I was also an assistant store manager and an interim general manager many times here in Vero Beach at Burdines, which is now Macy's.
And where was the Jacobson store?
I worked at several stores, from Grosse Pointe to a clearance center to Rochester Hills to Saginaw. I think I worked in a total of 7 different stores. And so my husband's company brought us from cold Detroit to Vero Beach, and we arrived here, loved it, and then I started working for Burdines shortly after that, and then decided to take a little break to have my son. I applied for the position at the Ed Foundation in 2005. I had never written a grant at that point, but my motto of my life is, well, how hard could that be? So I had written a lot of business proposals, and it was really a transfer of skills. So my passion and my heart really is in what I do for the Education Foundation, and it relates to many things that I have a great interest in my personal life.
Well, that's really great. Can you tell us a little bit more about the AFP and some of the ways that people, the development of professionals?
Absolutely. We hope that if you're watching that you'll visit our website for the Association of Fundraising Professionals. There's lots of opportunities to become a member and to take part in a lot of professional development. But we also hope that people will save the date for the upcoming National Philanthropy Day celebration. And this is our 10th year anniversary, and we're honoring over 42 philanthropists that have transformed Indian River County through their giving. So we hope that people will save the date for that coming up. And it's just a great resource, so we hope you'll check it out, that you'll join us, and that you'll want to become involved. And you can become involved as a board member, as a professional, or just as someone who wants to learn more about the profession. The Cultural Council is a member as a result of being a non-for-profit. Yeah.
And I certainly enjoy the programs and all that I've learned from the AFP. So thank you, Cynthia
Thank you, Barbara.
Falardeau, Executive Director of the Education Foundation of Indian River County, for talking with us today. And thank you, viewers, for watching Arts in Depth, presented by the Cultural Council of Indian River County.
Now that health reform is law, you cannot be denied health insurance coverage, but you can pay too much.
As a single mom, I was convinced that we could not afford health insurance until I spoke to the people from ICANN, who told me that I qualified for a special enrollment and a subsidized rate. Now I get so much more for so much less.
Call now and get the ICANN mobile app free. So don't wait another minute. Call ICANN, get covered, save money.